Peace, family. This is Shophar from Full Show Energy Work, and I'm here to talk to you ladies today about 6 to 9 men that you should either adore or avoid. So on this video, we're going to go into 6 different types of men that you either should avoid or adore, and the other 3 will be on my Patreon channel. But before we do that, let's talk about some of the things that influences them and what makes some of them maybe a guy that you should adore, what makes some of them the ones that you should avoid. The first thing that kind of determines whether you should adore or avoid them is their counterfeit personality. And that is a term that I first heard from Yao Morris, aka Master Yao. And depending on nurture and nature, the trauma, the ancestral things, these things are all going to affect how much counterfeit personality each one of us have, right, as human beings on this planet. So when it relates to men, you want to be able to know where they are on that scale, if it's going to a level where it's maybe even become something that you can still work with, or is it toxic? Is it something that's so out of alignment, so off kilter, that the person is not going to be able to have any meaningful relating or relationships, and that being whether it be with family or friends or intimate relating. So that's something to look at. Also, another scale that I like to bring in is if the person is in a place of doubt or pride. You actually don't want either. You want a self-confidence or self-confidence. Notice the word confidence is actually confidence. So you want a healthy self-confidence. Some of us lean towards doubt. Some of us lean towards pride. And really, we don't want to be either of those two things, right? We want to be in a place of self-confidence. All of these different personalities, these ones that are those that you should avoid, they're variations, right? Because with any quote-unquote negative, you have a positive, or with anything that is of one vibration on the same scale, it could be something different. So any of these that sound quite kind of negative, they're actually based on or are variations or distortions of something that might actually show up in your life as more positive. So with that as our backdrop, the counterfeit personality, the doubt or pride scale, let's go ahead and get into the 6 to 9 men you should either adore or avoid. Number 1 is the fuckboy.
Number 32.
Yeah, right here, bruh.
Department of Fuckery, what is your business today?
Here to renew my fuckboy license.
You're gonna need to retake your fuckboy exam.
Hey, real quick.
Have you been in a committed relationship in the last year?
Define committed.
Have you ever let a girl introduce you to her parents?
Is her mom hot?
Yes.
Then fuck yeah.
List 5 ways to initiate a text conversation.
You up? What are you doing? What's up? Winky face. And then the hey followed by 3 eggplant emojis.
Do you text women back?
No.
Do you ghost women?
Yeah.
It's a very popular one. This is in popular culture nowadays. A lot of Wombyn in different songs or whatever. They give. On social media, a lot of people are not about that fuckboy life, and for good reason. Because this is not really someone that you can count on for anything other than maybe some good D. The thing is that also though, if you're dealing with fuckboy or fuckboys, is also to see, are you a fuck girl? Always, I'm not going to let people off the hook, right? We always got to have that self-reflection, that self-introspection, like looking inward. So we can't put it all on the fuckboys. It's like being in your divine feminine energy with your magnetism. Why are you attracting fuckboys? So these things, you may get a note that I'm going to, in this video, sometimes it's going to be a reflection back to the feminine, like what's going on really though. They don't really see you. They don't care really about your mind. They don't give a fuck about your heart or your emotions. You're just a blow up doll to them. And truth be told, the feminine just sees them as a organic dildo. This is just somebody who the feminine now, the females now in this culture, kind of using these douche boys or whatever, these douchebags, as such, something that you use and throw away. And this is kind of, is rude and crude convo, right? Because that's what it is. It doesn't sound to me, when I feel into it energetically or in my body, that doesn't feel it in alignment or all or anything of interest to me, you know. And if I was in that situation, I would just rather not date. I would just rather swipe left and stay to my fucking self, you know. So number one is the fuckboy. Number two is the simp. This is yet another, you know, common, especially in the manosphere. This is the man who doesn't maybe have a lot going for him as far as understanding himself, so he feels like he has to simply, you know, pick up the crumbs from the Wombyn's table, whatever, from the feast of life. This is someone who feels like they need to get crumbs from the table of life, from the table of the feminine. And a lot of times this has something to do with a man's connection to his mom, to his mother, or to the feminine when he was growing up, and not really being able to voice and feel his own balls and be able to speak his truth from his heart and from his balls, his dick being connected. So this is someone who's going to just basically do whatever you want. As my mom used to call it, a henpecked man. You know, not a rooster, not a cock. You know what I'm saying? But a henpecked type of being. That's not sexy at all. And this is someone, again, also that the feminine should avoid. If it wasn't very clear, I would also say avoid the fuckboy. I would hope that with any of these that are avoid, if it comes to like just having some company, if it comes to, you know, not being lonely or just getting some dick, whatever, you know, having some money, whatever it is, whatever resource that you're looking to the masculine, to the man to have, in my opinion, it would be better to just avoid these energies altogether. Now that's a check-in with yourself. You sit on your own queendom, your own throne, and maybe as you do your own self-assessment, maybe it is better for you to have, just as long as you know in your own masculine energy, right? Because we all have masculine and feminine energies, and it's not a gender thing. So if your own masculine energy can make a distinction, make that clear cut about, okay, this is a fuckboy, but this is what I'm using him for, and I'm going to communicate that to him so it's no hard feelings. Or this simp dude, I like that he answers my texts and everything. You know, he's like sending me a fucking emojis and all this type of thing. If that serves you, I think it's a very thin line at best. But that's for you to check in on. So number two, though, is the simp. Number three is the sugar daddy. And again, if we're doing that reflection thing, if they're the daddy, then that makes you the baby girl, right? And you want to step into being a womb being. If you're, again, magnetism, you are the feminine, why are you attracting a sugar daddy? You need someone, you want the resources of someone who will pay your bills. Maybe you're coming up out of poverty or been exposed to poverty somewhere in your life. Scarcity thinking, and thinking that resources are not something that is abundant. Where is it that you're of the scarcity mindset that you feel like you need to magnetize a sugar daddy? Because a sugar daddy is really just someone who's paying for your company, who's paying for your sexual favors. As Yao Morris puts it, Master Yao, as he puts it, is like acculturated prostitution. Maybe your toes ain't on the curb, you know what I'm saying? You don't got a pimp with a fur jacket, a pimp named Slickback out there, putting your toes to the curb, but you still, at the end of the fucking day, you pimping yourself. What are you doing, ladies? You know what I'm saying? Like, you are still pimping yourself, pimping your own feminine energy if you have a sugar daddy. Someone who's, you know, with their signature and their credit score or their car that they drive or the house, and that somehow, and see what happens is this is a distortion in the man's energy, but it's also a distortion in your own energy, because it's nothing wrong with wanting security. There's nothing wrong with wanting resources. That is, and you can go watch the video that I did with Yao Morris called The Treasure Chest. That is the power of the treasure chest energy is to call in resources and to be able to move in your, and to be able to add value to yourself and to the people in your community. But when it's distorted, or you have some immaturity about it, you don't know that you can do that on your own. And so then you're calling in the sugar daddy. Another corruption of this for the feminine is it goes into this independent boss bitch energy, right? It's like, I don't need no man. I don't need the masculine. I'm not talking about that either. See, it's all these different ways and variations that these things can show up. And it's a dance with the masculine and the feminine energy, right? So if we're going to dance in a graceful and easy way, another one to avoid would be the sugar daddy. Number 4 is Captain Save Her. And you already know this is one to avoid, because this is a man that has been corrupted, distorted. It comes from the natural thing for the yang energy. Again, yang and yin, masculine and feminine, these are energies that are in all human beings and all of creation, really, if we're talking third and fourth dimensional beings, or creation, it plays out in one way or the other in all of creation. But if we're talking about as a man that shows up as Captain Save Her, or Captain Save-A-Ho, this is the type of man who there's a distortion that's happened either from this counterfeit personality, from the play of pride or doubt, and he's prideful. I mean, he's doubtful maybe of his energy in some ways, and he also he sees good qualities in a woman being, so he's going to try to make a wife out of you. Maybe there's some religious background, judgment or shame or guilt around his own sexual energy, and so he wants to save you from yours and your sexual expression, your sensual expression. That's someone to avoid if that's not already clear. If you're out here and you fucking a bunch of dudes or whatever, that's your journey, and whatever a bunch of dudes even is, what does that even fucking mean in the greater scheme of things? Really, it's about how that lands in your body, how that aligns in your life purpose. Some womb beings, you're already tantric anyway. You're already a devika or a tantrika, someone who can heal with your sex. So what Captain Save-A-Ho might, or Captain Save Her might be, Savior might be seeing in you, is that nature that you, from a place of pride or doubt, might be playing with. And there may be judgment or condemnation on his part about that. That's for you to figure out. But if you can do better, then do better. And I would say avoid this dude as well. Number 5, and I got this from the big brother Rom Will, shout out to him. Check out his channel. Is that scuzzy. You know, that scuzzy dude. That's that old uncle or whatever who, you know what I'm saying, he might have bad breath or some missing teeth, or, you know what I'm saying, show up in a way that little dirt under his nails or whatever. But the thing about this scuzzy dude is that he may have a love for the womb being in general. So this is kind of like a avoid or adore, depending on, you know, I guess maybe how much dirt is under his, how many teeth are missing, and how much dirt is underneath his nails, if you get what I'm saying. It's like, because with some of the scuzzy dudes, and remember, there's like a whole different scale, right? Of each one of these dudes, there's like scales or variations, right? So on the scale of scuzziness, you know what I'm saying, there's those who, they actually adore the feminine. This is that type of dude that your natural smells, you know what I'm saying, the smell of your pussy, or your sweat, and if you got some stretch marks or a little bit of fat or a lot of fat, whatever, he might be digging that. That might get his shit even more rock hard and want to turn you out even that much more. So that on that scale of scuzziness or whatever, it reminds me of some of the what was it? The songs by the Yin Yang twins or whatever, and they talk about a woman coming from the gym or whatever, and and being a little funky, and that turns them on. ODB, he reminds me of somebody who might have been that scuzzy type of dude from around the way that'll tear your ass up because he actually loves that primal, that dirtiness, not taking a shower and just getting deprived with it, Another character, I forget what the dude's name was, but is a Cedric the Entertainer's character on Top 5 with Chris Rock, and it's that whole Houston scene. I'm the king of Houston. You know what I'm saying? I'm the motherfucking man in Houston. That scene where it was like two women came in, Chris Rock was fucking them, but then this dude came in. He was like, "Let me get in on this," and he just leaves wet spots. It's because of his scuzziness. It's because just that dirty, animalistic primal, and that's why I say it's really, you can't call whether it's an adore or avoid thing, because it's really case by case basis. And it's also you as a womb being, again, your divine feminine magnetic energy. That scuzzy dude might be good for you to get you out of your head and break down some of these, that prim and proper, and prudish energy that if you're carrying that's sometimes one of the best things for some of y'all, extra coy, prim and proper type princesses, pillow princesses, is to get with that old scuzzy dude and he'll break you out of some shit, when he eating your ass out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for a lot of dudes, we ain't even trying to go there. Like we're handing that off to the scuzzy dude. Let him get on that anal avenger shit or whatever, and open your ass up or whatever. Literally, I guess. So, but that's the fifth type. It's that scuzzy dude. And the sixth one is the support choice. So this is shout out to Kenya Stevens and Rakim Stevens. They talk about the different, the whole choice paradigm, so, and in that choice paradigm, there's different types of men or whatever. And one that I think every womb being on this planet needs as a friend, as a lover, as both, is the support choice. So I would say this is someone to adore, although, again, if this man is not powerful, not knowing his own power, and if he's definitely not in the pride level, if he's leaning more towards doubt, then the support choice can easily start becoming a simp. Go back to what it was at number 2. So, but I would say a support choice is not someone he's got pride or whatever, but he's got that powerful self-confidence or confidence. This is a man who shows up with a lot of fatherly energy. He shows up with that inner G, that inner, goodness or inner growth of himself, and he knows how to support you and how to support a family emotionally. He has a certain level of emotional mastery or has honed himself in a certain way, and or he could be a good father biologically, or he could step in as a stepfather, so this is some man to adore. This is someone, and if he's not twisted, and if he's not leaning over to the prideful thing, now this is, if he's prideful, then he might start trying to father you. This is also Captain Save-A-Whore or Save-A-Ho or Captain Savior. That's when it goes over into pride. But if he's in a healthy place with his own self-confidence, then this is someone to actually adore. And so that's 6 different types of men to either adore or avoid or adore. And the other 3 will be on my Patreon channel. So I invite you, beautiful womb beings, that if you like this content, to think about being a supporter of my channel on my Patreon. I'll put the link down below. And again, I'm Shophar from Faux Show Energy Work. I do energy work for couples and singles with my lady. I also have a book, Soul, Sacred Orgasmic Living. I'll put that link down below. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, share it, comment. Let me know what you liked about it, and or share it with some other people. And I also have a webinar series, sex in S.E.X, Central Emotional Exchange. And you can check the links below. We have a co-ed one, and then we also have one just for men. I appreciate you coming through and taking some time. And again, keep that S.E.X in your life. Keep shining, keep evolving, and do so exponentially. Peace.